Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am coming on here, I am attempting to do a tutorial for a carousel file that I bought on the Silhouette store. I made a carousel back in October, I think, for Halloween. And I made it and sent it to my friend Anne, who's Crafty Kimchi. And I attempted to make a tutorial since then and it did not go well. So I'm hoping that this one will go well. I don't know, you know how sometimes you do something and it goes great and you think, oh, that was easy. And then you try it again and it's not so easy. So I'm hoping this will fly. Okay, so I have, in order to save time, I have tried to do as much ahead of time as I can. So you'll have a bunch of pieces. I think it took me for 8.5 by 11 paper, it took me 5 sheets of paper just for the base, like the white heavy cardstock base. And then it took some pattern paper, I don't know if you can see over here, but some pattern paper to decorate and all that kind of stuff with. So, but you'll need at least 5 sheets of 8.5 by 11. If you have 12 by 12, you'll obviously you won't need to use as much. And then I used, I don't know how many sheets, just about everything will fit. I think all of the embellishments and stuff will fit on a 8.5 by 11 paper. So if you have a 12 by 12 carousel, you can pretty much just use whatever you want. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right in. I haven't done tutorials very much, so hopefully this will be decent. What I have are all my cut files, and I have some off screen so they're not distracting while I work on this. I've got my art glitter glue, and I also have art glitter glue in this little fine tip bottle. And then I have my hot glue gun, a pair of scissors, bone folder, or paper creaser or whatever it's called. And hopefully that's all we'll need. If not, I'll have to grab it. So here we go. So the very first thing we're going to do is set up the very base of our carousel. So as you can see, I've already taken this piece and kind of folded it around, but it comes already scored. All of these are scored. All of the edges are scored here and here, and then it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like not a hexagon, not an octagon, whatever's in the middle, sextagon, I don't know what it's called, at any rate. So you just kind of crease all your little pieces, and then we are going to glue this together. On some of it I'm going to use hot glue, and some of it I'm going to use regular glue. I think it just kind of depends on how quickly I need to work and how quickly I'm able to work. That kind of determines what glue I use. Of course, this is probably not going to work now, so let me stick a pin in it. So sometimes, especially on the embellishment part, I will probably use hot glue just because I like it. I like using it. It's easy to use. It dries quickly. But for the base, I think that might have been part of my problem the last time I tried to do a tutorial, was that it just kind of went, like the glue would dry too quickly. Of course, still, it's not coming out, really. How come I never have this issue, except for right now when I'm trying to film? Awesome! I have the hardest time with this art glitter glue. So I bought the art glitter glue on Amazon, and I bought the one that has the little fine tip thing, and I'm telling you, that little fine tip thing gets stuck all the time. I can't use it. Like, so stuck that the little pin that comes with it, the little ball came off the end of like 2 different pins that I tried to use. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I did not use that. So I transferred some into this little bottle, and that little bottle's been great. It doesn't seem to clog up, and it seems to work really easily. So I'm excited about that. All right, hopefully we got our glitter glue. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, maybe we're pushing it out here. Hold on. Oh, and you know, I'm also going to grab a paper towel. I will often keep a paper towel close by just to kind of wipe my hands on when I've got glue on them. Oh my word. Okay. Seriously, this is getting on my last nerve, y'all. Sometimes I just resort to using that one because that doesn't clog. All right, okay. That's what we're going to do. This one seems to work much better. Looky there. So that was way too much time talking about glue. Sorry. All right, so we're going to get this put together. And I always like to try to get everything lined up just right, as I'm sure y'all do. So this time I made this, the first time I made this carousel, I made it with Halloween paper, just because I felt like trying it and it was Halloween time, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. And then this time I'm using Maggie Holmes Carousel paper. So I'm hoping it'll end up super, super cute. Okay, so we've got that glued together, and then your pieces on both the top and the bottom will fold out kind of like a flower. And so the first thing we're gonna do is put it in the base of your, let's see, I'm not sure which is easier here. This, honestly, the base is where I had the trouble the last time I did this. So I'm hoping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's 6 sides on each, so that's good. So we are just gonna poke this through, and spatial stuff, like this kind of stuff, directions for putting stuff together. I did find a tutorial online from the creator of this file in the Silhouette store, and it's not a bad tutorial, but there's not a whole lot of writing. There's just pictures, and I couldn't find anything on YouTube, so I thought I would just make my own. Hopefully we can get this in here. So let's see. So okay, there we go. So then once you get it in, you just flip your little tabs down, and I want to glue them, but I'm afraid to glue them because I feel like that was, I think it'll be all right. I feel like that was my problem with the last one. So I think we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna try to glue these down. I think we should stick it out to the end. If this turns out horrible, you'll get to see my horrible tutorial. And if it turns out great, then we'll get to have a super cute carousel. So maybe if it turns out really bad, we can all laugh about it together. So yeah, spatial things, figuring out how things go together. I don't think I would have figured this out if I hadn't had the pictures on this designer's blog, because I do not have that kind of brain where I can figure out how things fit together. My husband's an engineer, and he is really good at it. And I'm not even kidding you. I would sit down and ask him how to do this if I needed to, because he's great at that kind of stuff. Me, not my gift. Not at all. So, all right, so we've got our base done. And then we're going to do the same thing. This is the top. So the one thing I did not do the last time was make sure my holes lined up. So we are going to try to make sure our little holes line up. This goes right here. It's not difficult. I don't know why I was having such a hard time the last time, but it really is not difficult. Okay, so now we've got that on, and I want to make sure, see, my holes don't match. So the top, these holes on the top and the bottom is what I'm talking about. And let's see. I wonder if I don't know. I feel like maybe there's a special way you're supposed to do it, but I don't know what that is. So let's try to get these back up. And I've told you before, my husband does all my editing, so he may just need to edit some of this, but I'm just trying not to tear it. Let's see. See, I do not find this to be particularly easy to do. I get frustrated with this kind of stuff pretty easily. But we're gonna do it. Oh my gosh, you guys. Seriously? All right. I had it in there and it didn't match. The holes didn't match. So I don't know, you guys. I don't think this is gonna match either. OMG. Okay, let's try matching up this one. You see, this is what I go through, you guys. I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. But boy, it's a cute project when it's done. Really, I think, well, aside from assembling, I think the longest part is really just to cut the paper, because, you know, you gotta load your paper in and out for a bunch of different times for different sheets. Okay, I think we got it. Let's see, and that looks like the holes will match. So let's put some hot glue on that baby. So we are getting ready to go on vacation next week. We are going on a cruise. Our spring break is coming up. And, well, so I have 2 boys. One is 16 and one is 14. My 16-year-old is actually going snow skiing with some friends. And I'm a little stressed out because he's never been before, and we are going to be out of the country. So that stresses me out a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be fine. And our friends, you know, they'll take good care of him. And then, so my younger son and my husband and I are going on a cruise. We are driving to New Orleans from Texas on Saturday, and then our cruise ship leaves on Sunday. And we are super excited. We've been on a lot of cruises. We've been married 22 years, and our honeymoon was our very first cruise. I grew up watching The Love Boat, and so I always thought cruising was like the coolest thing ever, and that's what I wanted to do. Okay, we're gonna set this aside for now, and then I'm going to pull out this. I have these numbered in case you see my little numbers. Okay, this is a little bit tricky. What I thought was a little bit tricky. Okay, so basically this piece of paper here is just a circle, just like this, okay? And then this zigzaggy thing is, it just comes out a straight line of zigzags like this, and there's two of those that I have glued together right there and right there. So we got the little seams. Hopefully I glued them together right, I don't know. So we've got that done. And I went ahead and put, so the zigzaggy things wrap around, the zipper looking things wrap around the circle. So that's what I've got here, and I already stuck it in there so I wouldn't have to fight with it like I just fought with the other piece. So we are going to, I think, I am cheating and looking at those blog directions just to make sure I'm doing this right. So, okay, so then I think we want to glue these on, and this might take a few minutes. So anyways, so husband and I have been on a lot of cruises. Actually, my boys have been on several as well. And so we're excited because this time, this cruise is going to places that we have not been before. It's going to, most of the cruises that we have done have been in Mexico, mostly because we're from California. We moved to Texas a few years ago. So most of our cruises have been from Los Angeles, going to like Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, all that. So it's kind of fun for us to go to the Caribbean. And even the Caribbean, we've been to a lot of the ports, but we haven't been to any of these places. Well, we have been to Cozumel, which is one of our ports. Then we are going to Costa Maya, Mexico, Isla Roatan, I think it's called, in Honduras, and Belize, which we're super excited about. So we've only been to one of the 4 ports that we're stopping at. So we're really excited about that. And we've got some excursions planned. It should be good. So this is gonna just need to be sped up. So I'm gonna stop talking for a few minutes so hubby can speed this up. All right, so we're finishing up this side. Oops. See, this is where it might be better to use wet glue instead of hot glue, but I think I missed a spot there. I think most of them are stuck pretty well, and I don't think it will matter a whole lot because one side is going to have another layer on top, and one side is going to be sitting down like this. So after we peel off all the hot glue off my fingers, we can keep on going. So now we are going to this part. Now that we've got these all glued on the bottom, we are going to take this part on the top and just bend these little tabbies down all the way around. And then this side should be easier. This one, bend them down, and we're going to add some glue. And then this circle sits right on top of this, like this. So it really just kind of adds a little bit of a platform. So I'm gonna stop talking. We can speed this up a little bit because it'll take me a minute to make sure all the little tabbies are tucked in. But all right, so I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, we are back and we've got this all glued. I would not say beautifully, but it seems to be glued. We've got a little hot glue coming out, but that's alright because it's going to get covered up. So, okay, so now we've got both our sides on. I actually did this backwards, but it's fine. So this blank circle was to go on the bottom and cover this up, but it doesn't matter because this will cover this up. So we are going to glue this on like so. So I'm gonna do some hot glue quick and we'll get that going. Make sure, of course, you don't glue in the middle of your little cutouts, but I think it'll be fine because really it's just a stabilizer. The sticks don't go through here, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they just sit on top, so we should be all right. Hopefully. We'll find out, won't we? All right, so we'll get this glued down, and then I'll probably go back later and hit the edges with hot glue just to make sure it's good and stuck on there. But we don't need to do that at the moment, so we're good for now. Now the next piece, I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. The next piece is this 1, 2, 3, 4, another one of these little 6-sided dealies that I don't think it's an octagon. I'm pretty sure that's 8 sides. I really don't know what it's called. I can't think of it right now. So with this guy, okay, so this is very similar to what those little zigzaggies look like, where they had these little pointy tabs like this. My assumption is that they were supposed to be glued opposite one another like this. So that's what I did with the zigzaggy ones. And then I didn't pre-fold these, so we'll do this real quick. And then, so this, oops, it's gonna go around our little dealie. Like so. It's going to sit on one of the flaps, so this should be fairly easy to do actually. So we are going to just put some hot glue on here. And then I've got this little non-stick pad that I like to use for if I'm sticking stuff down and I don't have to hold all of the hot glue parts on my fingers. So once we've got the middle one on, we can just go ahead and glue this one. And glue this one. This is much easier, in my opinion, than the circles, because the circles you kind of have to shove it in there. This is easy to just match up with the straight edges, so I like that. And then we haven't done this yet, so we'll fold this in. Okay, this is boding well for this video, y'all, because the last time did not get this far, just so you know. So I think this is gonna hopefully be a good thing. All right, so we've got that little tabby there, and we'll put some glue on here and on this little tabby, and we shall match those up. There we go. That's pretty straight, kind of hot, but that's all right. So I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done before we leave for spring break, which is always a little bit of a challenge. My dad is coming to town from Virginia to house sit and puppy sit. So our dog is absolutely spoiled rotten, and my dad loves her. So he comes and takes care of his grandpuppy while we are on vacation. He did the same thing when we went to Disney World last year. So I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm very, very thankful that he's willing to do that, because I don't know that I could kennel her. I think I would have a hard time. I think I told you guys a long time ago that I never wanted a dog. It was never my desire to have a dog, but my kids and my husband talked me into it, and I love this dog so stinking much, it's not even funny. Okay. So now, this is the top of our carousel. So this is the big piece, and this is super easy. You crease your lines and you glue it together. So that is very easy. I did not crease these little side ones yet, so let's do that. And I went ahead, you'll see in a little bit when we get to kind of more embellishing, I went ahead and added some stitching on some of mine, and hopefully I stitched in the right places. I really tried to hold it to the right spot and make sure I was stitching right. We'll find out if I did a good job, because I tell you what, it's very possible that I did not. Okay, so now we've got that put together. And then, so this little piece is our top, and it goes, we glue these guys to these guys. So I don't like to put glue on all of them because the glue dries faster than I can usually line it up. So I'm just gonna do one or two at a time, but first we're gonna start with one. And we are gonna get those puppies on there. Uh-oh, see? It never see, okay, there we go. It's always a little more difficult than I expect it to be. All right, so that one's together. And then hopefully the rest will be pretty easy. Let's see, yep. So we can just kind of hold those down and pop some glue in there. And it's all right if you have a little bit of glue coming out. I mean, I usually just drag it off with my finger, but it's not the end of the world. I think it's gonna be all right. Once you embellish and make it all cute like you want it, I don't think anybody's gonna notice a little bit of hot glue showing through. So you'll be all right. All right, so these last three edges, I'm gonna just go ahead and do them all at once since they're pretty much lined up and they're not slipping around. Whoops, still got some glue there. And they're not really slipping around. So I think that we will be safe in gluing these all at the same time. We'll have to see. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. Uh-oh, okay, I'm running out of hot glue and it's falling out from my fingers. Okay, so. All right, we got a little too much there, but I think, yep, we got it. Okay, so we've got that done. And then I'm gonna grab another glue stick. This is glue stick number 3. I don't think I started with a full one, but I've put in at least one full one, so let's see what happens here. Okay, so now this is our little top. And it goes on top of here. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so what I'm trying to see is if we should do this candy sticks. I think that maybe we should do first. Let's see. These are just regular white candy sticks. I didn't realize when I first bought them, when I first bought something, I bought, yeah, see, these are going to need to be cut. And that's going to be a little bit of a problem because I don't have anything to cut them with. So we'll have to figure that out. You know, it might work. Let's see. See, but this is where I start having issues because I start thinking, oh, I can just cut it. It's no big deal. And then I cut it and it's not even or whatever. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do. I think, let me grab my ruler. I think we need about maybe 4.5 inches, and these are 5 inch. So I'm gonna see if, oh, you guys, I don't know what to do. All right, I'm gonna stop talking because we will probably fast forward through this, but we're just gonna stick these little sticks in and then we're gonna cut them off at the end. So let's see what happens here. I'm back. That worked. Wow, did you see that? Watch. This is going to go flying. I hope I'm not ruining these little dealies, but there. So I think this might do the trick. And so yeah, you might want to pre-measure, but you know, what's the fun in that? So I'll have to find the other piece that went flying later. Okay, so I'm hoping these are strong enough in here with hot glue. I did try not to put a ton on there because I don't want it I don't want you to be able to see it. And you can kind of see this first one that I did. You can see a little bit of hot glue, but I think it'll be all right. So now this baby goes on top of here. So I'm just gonna get some hot glue going up here. Uh-oh, I've got some going over the edge. Hopefully it's not a problem. Let's see. Ooh, hopefully I think it's okay. All right, so we are just gonna, and I may go back here a little bit later and make sure all my little edges are good and secure, but I just want to get this set on here. And it's not perfect, but I think it will be fine. And see, I'll just come back and stick some hot glue into these little edges that are where I didn't quite get enough glue. It's really hard, I've noticed, to cover large areas with hot glue because you kind of don't really, it doesn't come out real evenly, and it may be better to use wet glue, but it's fine. All right, so there we have our little carousel set up. Isn't that so cute? I love it. All right, so now I'm gonna try not to have to look at the computer anymore. I think I've got the rest of this, but you never know. So let's see what we've got here. So now the other pieces I have cut, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, and 5 of these little guys. I find these little guys very difficult to fold. They are really small, and I think they're just really hard to fold, but I do the best, especially when you get down here to the end. It's very hard to fold, but I don't think it matters a whole lot. I guess we'll find out when we get there. So we've got that, and we'll kind of just pinch it and get it as folded as best you can. It's super hard to fold something that's so small. And like I said, I hope that it doesn't matter. I don't think it will. All right, the other part I have this is where I've tried to stitch on these little parts for up in the top. These are pretty much, we're down to embellishing. Now that your structure is built, our structure is good, we are basically just embellishing. All of this stuff that I'm using right now is stuff that comes in with the kit. So you can see I put some gold stitching on there. And these, see, now these I might just go ahead and use wet glue. Okay guys, sorry about that. My camera cut off. Unfortunately, I cut it fairly quickly, but not before I realized that I was turned off when I was doing these parts. So I think the last thing I told you was that I had taken these strips and done some gold stitching, and this is where I was going to show you. See, spatially, that did not go very well because I covered up some of my stitching, but that's all right. I'll learn for next time. So I have one more. So I've glued these down. I used wet glue for all of these just so that I'd have some wiggle room. And I have one more of these little corner pieces to add, and one more of the flat. Let's see here. So yeah, all of this stuff comes with the cut file. Everything that I'm using on here. So it's a great, it's a really fun project to do. It's a little bit difficult, and clearly if you don't measure right, you do things like cover up your stitching, but that's all right. I'm a little sad, but next time I'll just go in the middle. Probably be better that way anyways. Okay, so we've got that one, and then I had one more flat piece that I needed to do. So we will add that, and then we can move along. So, okay, so I'm gonna need to trim this just a little bit. I had, I don't know if it turned off before I told you. I think that it did. I lost two of these pieces, one of the corners and one of the flat pieces. And so I just kind of finagled them instead of, it was just easier than getting out my silhouette and cutting them. So I just sort of finagled them, and here we are. So, all right, but now we've got all our pieces on, so that's good. Hopefully I'll get a little glue in there later. Okay, so the next thing we have are these little strips, which I had also apparently thrown away. So try to put your everything somewhere so that you won't throw it away on accident. So these little strips are, and this is the only thing that was a little bit difficult with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. because I think I'd cut this down to 8.5 by 11. You have to do it diagonal or else it won't fit on the paper. So it's longer than 11, I think. I'm not really sure, but it won't fit on the paper unless you cut it diagonal. Yeah, I guess that would mean it's longer than 11. It's not much longer. It might be 12. I didn't measure, but so this goes on and it kind of goes, yeah, it should fit right on here. So once again, we're going to do some wet glue because I need some wiggle room so we can kind of center it and get it on there cute, how we want it. And there's 2 of these strips to go on around half at a time. Around half of the base. So I'm just gonna find one of my seams and center it as best I can. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna go back with a little bit of hot glue, make sure all these little parts are flat, but it's gonna be fine. Oops, see, I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it, it's sliding. Whoops, okay. So we've got this little guy, and you know, you could do ribbon around the base. That would be super cute if you didn't want to cut a piece of paper. You can do kind of whatever you want. I mean, ribbon would be super cute. So, and then we'll do this second piece. This is why I keep a paper towel handy when I'm using wet glue, because I tend to get it all over my hands. And it's just a nice, you know, I've decided I don't like having messy hands. So when I have to paint or get glue all over me, it kind of drives me bonkers. Probably why I'm not a painter. And yeah, what was I doing the other day? I don't know, I was doing something with paint, I think, and it got everywhere and I was not happy. I didn't like it. So it totally stressed me out. So, okay, so we're gonna just add this little piece on here. And I just kind of stick it in the center as best we can. And it's gonna overlap just a little bit. You can trim it off or you can let it overlap. I'm fine with it overlapping, so there we go. Look how cute that is, you guys. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so now we have our structure done and all decorated up. And you know, you can add, of course, you can add embellishments and whatever else you want to. Look at all this hot glue. Goodness gracious, I'm a disaster when I craft. Okay, so the next thing, now this is where my stitching will show. I've tried to go, I have never sewn before until recently when I started paper crafting again and watched Shara Crane do paper stitching, and I absolutely loved it. So I am not very good at paper stitching. I did attempt to follow the lines and do the scallops in gold thread. They didn't work out perfect, but I don't care. I kind of like them anyways because, like I said, I like them perfectly imperfect. Okay, so these are our little awnings, or our little scalloped, I guess they're like awnings, I don't know. So we are gonna glue those babies on, and I think we'll try this one with hot glue and see how it goes. I think it'll be all right. So we've got those for each of our 6 sides. I should have asked my husband when he was in here a few minutes ago hey Josh. Joshua. Josh. What is a 6-sided shape called?
Hectagon?
Is it a hectagon? Not a hexagon, but a hectagon?
Hexagon?
No, I think a hexagon. Oh no, it's octagon. Okay. Let's go with hexagon. That's what my son said. I think that makes sense. I think it's a hexagon. I don't really know. So there you go. He's over here playing his video games on his PlayStation while I'm crafting. So we share my craft room, which is pink, just so we're clear. So this is my room, but I'm happy to have my kiddos in here.
I don't even want to be in here anyway.
He doesn't want to be in here, but I like him in here. So, teenagers at their very finest. All right, so we're getting these little awning dealy hoppers on. Look how cute those are. Isn't that awesome? I'm super excited about it. And yeah, when I fell in love with the Carousel collection last year, I found this Carousel on the Silhouette store, and I thought, oh my goodness, that'd be super cute. So here we are, and I will in the notes down below, I will put like the Silhouette cut file that I purchased. You can buy just the Carousel Or you can buy a combo that has the carousel, I think a little ice cream cart, and a little box that has a carousel horse on it, I think is what it all came with. And I bought that because it was a little bit, I don't know if it was on sale or what, but it was a little bit cheaper to buy all three. So I went ahead and bought them all. And I did make them all for my Halloween one that I made. I don't think I'm going to make, I don't know if I'm going to make the other ones, but right now I'm just making the carousel. Okay, look how adorable that is. I love it. Oh my gosh, this is awesome, you guys. So cute. So then the topper that we have, I stitched around this too. It's not the best stitching job. I don't care because I like it. Hopefully all my little creases will still fold. I think we're good. Yep. So we're going to glue this little guy together, and he goes right there on the top, which I think is super fun with the gold on there. Yeah, so I've watched Shara Crane do stitching, and then Adriana Alvarez on Instagram is ridiculously amazing with her stitching. So, and I just have gotten so much inspiration from them both and from, lots of other people who have stitched on stuff. So it's just, I don't know, it just adds a little something extra, and I love it. So I'm super excited about that. So let's see here. Now this guy, yeah, we're gonna line him up with the little hills on the edges, and just kind of stick some glue in there, and just gonna line him up like that, and that is so cute. I think I may add like a little pom-pom or something. It'd be super cute. It's like a little gold pom-pom, if I can find one. I can't remember if I have any or not, but I have pom-poms. I just don't know if I have any gold pom-poms. I may have had some at Christmas time, but I might have put them away, so I'll have to look. Anyway, so that we've got that little guy on there. And then, what is a carousel without carousel horses? So I left one of these undone. I put these together and I stitched around, stitched around here like it was a little saddle stitching, which I thought was cute. Once again, I'm not a sewer, so I seriously have learned to thread a machine just so I can stitch on paper. So I left this little guy, and I went ahead and put his pop dots on the back, and we're just gonna stick them on. I decided to try pop dots. I did not do them the last time, and I kind of like the little bit of dimension it adds. I very much like dimension in my projects, and so I thought the pop dots would add just enough. So I also like to use a little hot glue just to make sure that everything stays together. The easiest way I found is to line up these little lumps right here for I guess it's his little knees. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because I think it just adds a little more dimension. If it's not perfect, it's fine. But it does kind of bother me that his feet don't match up exactly, but it's all right. If you put it flat, it will match up exactly. If you take more time to do it, it'll match up exactly. I don't know. At any rate, so now we have our little carousel horses. And let's see here. Okay, I'm a little bit ridiculous though when it comes to stuff like this. I have to make sure it's right. And even though there's really no right or wrong, it has to be right. So I'm trying to look at the picture and see what it looks like, because that's just how I roll. I think we are gonna use hot glue to attach our horses. And then, so we've got 4 sticks and 4 horses, so you can just kind of decide if you want them up high, down low, maybe every other. So I think that we will do this one down low. And I think we're just going to try to hot glue him kind of right on his right on his saddle spot, and see if that'll go on there. I think it will work perfectly. And I think if we hold it till it dries, it will, ouch, hot glue. Gosh, I do that all the time. I think if we hold it there, he'll be pretty sturdy once he dries. So we've got him. Oh my gosh, I have hot glue all over my fingers, you guys. Okay, I'll have to come back and get the hot glue strings, but right now we'll just do this. And then I think I'll alternate it with one up high and some hot glue. Let's try not to touch it this time. Gosh, this is so cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. I love these little guys. They are so sweet. And I guess, you know, you could put eyes on them if you wanted to. You could put a little rhinestone. I'm not sure how else I'm going to embellish, but I will add some more stuff to this little guy. But I at least wanted to get on here and bring you a tutorial on how to put it together. Like I said, I will put the file for, or the silhouette file number down below in the description box. And if you go grab it, I would love to see what you make with this. I think it would be super fun. And I'm excited. So I really hope that y'all will try to make some of these and that you'll show me. They are a little bit, it takes a little bit of time, but I think it's totally worth it. Look at this. Okay, so, whoops. Finish up with our hot glue. So look at our little carousel. It is so cute. I think it's adorable, and I hope that you like it as well. I hope that you'll give it a try. And like I said, I'd love to see what you make. Tag me on Instagram and let me know what you think. So, all right, guys, that's all I've got for this time. I will, I'll probably add some more embellishments, and I will put some photos on Instagram for when I am done. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.